up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host and captain and dad, Garrett Morlang. And here in the virtual studio is Adrian, the homeboy Holmes. How's it going, Adrian?
Good evening, everybody. How we doing this evening?
Doing all right. Hanging in there. It's been a
week.
Long day. Been a week. Yeah, hanging in there, dude.
Sweet.
Also joining us tonight is the one, the only, JJ Purdom. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining me in my lair. I'm not allowed to actually talk about my nipples per an agreement with Garrett. He made me sign earlier this week, so I'm not no nipple talk this week. Yeah,
I didn't hear about this.
You apparently didn't get that email. Okay,
I didn't get the. I thought I would have been CC'd in on something like that.
Okay, well, so apparently you're just picking me out and you're singling me out. I feel like that's not right. You know what I mean? If Adrian's not getting the nipple talk, why am I getting?
No, I gotta. I got my crew jacket now. I gotta have a say in this. You can't leave me out of stuff like this. Is an important discussion. This is a cornerstone of the company.
Absolutely, decisions need to be made together as a team.
It's a whole patient-doctor confidentiality kind of thing. That's what it was.
I need to see your medical license, sir.
Oh,
right,
shoot.
and there's nothing There's nothing that needs to be confidential about my nipples. I want to share them with the world. I've got 3 of them. There's, this is a rarity, man. You don't just hide that.
So you're telling me Garrett is a triple censorer?
Yeah.
A triple censor.
It's 3 times as bad as it has to be.
But a lot of times it's better that way. Trust me. There's some things that I've saved the world from in the past. You know, when we first started out, and you all would be very happy, or not. Maybe it's better because no one knows anything. How about that?
Okay, so the third nipple thing is actually a complete fact. Total fact. I do have 3 nipples. But the thing is I've told you this in the past, and I know you always laugh. And I told you before off air. No, I legitimately have 3 nipples. And I'm really shocked that as long as we've been friends, you've never said, "All right, man, I got to see it. Let's just see it." Like, you've never asked to see it.
No, and it's gross. Even if it is real, I don't think it's real. But even if it was, I don't want to see it.
It's real. It's real. Google it, dude. Google it. You don't have to even see mine. Just Google it.
I know it's a thing. I just don't. I don't want to see yours.
But I thought you were a doctor. Why does it matter?
Right. Confidentiality, you know.
Okay,
what if it's a growth?
Right, like seeing body parts is no big deal. It's just an aspect of the job. It's an everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. You caught me. I'm not a doctor.
That's what I thought. Then the agreement of the other boy, JJ, raise it up.
Do you know that it's illegal to act like a doctor? You can't do that. Like, technically, you really shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff.
I didn't act like a doctor. I just said maybe I was.
Yeah. Again, I think you're going to jail for that.
Since Garrett's going away, I guess I'll be your host, captain, and dad.
Oh, shoot, you're here.
I love it.
I'm sorry, guys.
Get the belt.
Taking me away.
Get the belt.
Oh, geez. Well, how was your guys' weekend? Did you guys all have the long weekend or no?
Unfortunately, no, sir. I did have the weekend, but not a long one. Went in this morning. But I didn't have the worst weekend. Hung out with family for a little bit, friends for a little bit. Just kind of laid out an ideal weekend. Just would have wished I had the Monday, but what can you do?
Yeah, so we almost didn't have the Monday. Our boss consistently forgets about holidays, and almost forgot about this one. It was literally like last week. He was like, "Oh, he hadn't finished July's schedule for the routes for the technicians," and he was like, "Oh, wait, Monday's not blocked off. The 4th is on the weekend. Oh man. Oh no. Oh
boy. Oh no.
Trying to figure out what he's going to do.
Of him.
That's exactly what you know, JJ. That's exactly how he sounds. Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like a monkey or Tim Allen doing it.
Tim Allen. Yeah, exactly. And so, I last minute blocked it off. I was like, oh, whew, that was nice. I got that day off, but almost didn't. What about you, JJ? I mean, you work for the government, the man now, so he got me off.
And the best part about working for the man, for the government, is that I definitely got the day off. It was amazing. So I got to see fireworks for the first time in my life. And what I mean by that is I've seen fireworks in the street. I've been to fireworks shows. I've been to Disney before and seen fireworks. None of that has anything on what Nebraska's doing in the town. Everybody is buying these illegal, well, they were illegal when I was living in California, illegal fireworks, the mortars that go up in the air. Dude, shrapnel was falling on my bald head. My brother was running around smartly wearing safety glasses, and he's like, oh, yeah, you probably want to be wearing safety glasses. Because, dude, it was insane. It was like a war zone. I breathed in so much carbon monoxide. I'm pretty sure that Janet's dragging her left leg today. I'm gonna be completely honest. She wasn't really walking right, and I'm like, pretty sure she like got some poisoning because she's not walking real correct. There was a lot of fireworks going on. And it's the same thing as when I said, like, I never saw lightning until I got here. In California, you would see like one lightning strike and you'd be like, oh my, wow, did you see that? Wow. Did you see that lightning strike? Wow, whoa. And then
Quick,
you might
everyone
see another
inside.
one like 6 minutes later. Whoa, oh, I was like at the peripheral, like the side of my eye. I could have swore that I saw, wow. No, dude. I never saw lightning until I got here. It's the entire sky lit up. You feel like the end of the world is coming. It's everything like, it's insane. It's
no,
crazy.
thank you. I'll take my earthquakes. I'll take my earthquakes.
And that's great because they're so afraid of the earthquakes here. They're like, oh my gosh, you guys have earthquakes there? And I'm like, earthquakes aren't that big of a deal. Trust me. Oh God, if the world was shaking, I don't know what I'd do. I'm like, yeah, you guys are talking about tornadoes and stuff. So earthquakes doesn't really get to me at all. The ground shaking a little bit, not a big deal.
You can run away. You can run away from a tornado. You can't run away from the earth, the thing you're running on.
Oh, good point. Good point.
I mean, can JJ run away from a tornado?
I can't run away from anything, to be perfectly honest. And
I mean, the figurative expression, like you can get in the car, you can get in a plane, you can get away from a tornado. You cannot get away from the ground. It's scientifically
technically
not possible.
I can't get in a plane either. I'm not a big fan. It's
definitely afraid. Definitely afraid.
Yeah, like really afraid. Have to get like ridiculously drunk, like really drunk. and drunk JJ is even louder than sober JJ. And
so when are we going to Japan together? When are we doing a trip?
You know what though? I'm sure about to die from a tornado JJ would make an exception for a plane. I absolutely believe so.
No, absolutely. We'd probably be going right into the heart of the tornado though. That's the bad part. And then it'd be like that show Manifest I told you guys about. We'd probably end up going and being gone for like 5.5 years. That would suck because we miss all of those cool Hideo Kojima games that Garrett's looking forward to. We probably look forward to like another version of like the director's cut of Death Stranding. I'm sure.
But
come out with,
all the first party Xbox games would finally be coming out, and Elder Scrolls 6 would just be coming out. So
yeah, dude. Honestly,
tomato, man.
You wouldn't have to wait for all these games.
I feel like we'd still get back after 5.5 years, and we'd be like, Skyrim not. Still not. Oh, okay. You know what? What about?
Really?
Wait. Infinite though? Is it? No. Oh
no.
Okay.
Whoa! You pushed Halo back 5 years.
Wow.
Oh no.
And GTA 6 will be out. Didn't you guys see that article where they're like, "Oh, GTA 6 might not be coming out till 2025."
Oh.
It'll be out for a year at that point.
Yeah,
I'm down. Let's what flight number is this?
Yeah, no doubt. We need to book that. Can we pay with that with the Patreon money or?
Sure.
Do we have enough of it?
We have enough Patreon supporters, thank God, that it's starting to look like that.
Baby. I heard I have a successor on the horizon.
Yeah. So if you want to hear more about that, today we're going to be talking about PlayStation's new acquisitions, plural, maybe, question mark. What Kojima is actually up to after my crazy tinfoil hat rant last week. You guys will hear the truth now. And who is making Silent Hill? Because that was also part of that rumor. We also kind of found that out this week. So 2 kind of big news pieces that made me look like more of a fool last week. You're welcome, everyone. You needed more reasons to call me an idiot. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producer.
Hey.
That is right. We have a new Patreon producer, Homeboy Jr. No, that's not what we're going to call him. But it's Adrian's son.
I did say I was your host, captain, and dad.
There you go.
That's true.
Our Patreon producer, Tobin Dalton. That's right. Stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
He's got some big shoes to fill, but welcome to the club.
Size 14, I understand. Size 14.
Close. 13.
Right.
But for the comedic effect.
Okay.
There
you go.
Wow.
Add that to the wiki, guys. I don't know if we have a Super Game Boys wiki yet, but Adrian wears size 13 shoes.
I think it would have been fantastic.
Super Gamer
feet. If you would have actually said, size 8, triple E wide. Yeah, it's kind of like a hoof. You know what I mean? If you'd have just, actually, it's kind of short, actually.
Oh, no. And also our Super Gamer sponsors, we have Bill Bird, Julie Bates, Brent Fox, Daniel James, and a newcomer, Rebecca Robertson. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
we got so even more. And Rebecca Robertson is now one of our...
Rebecca Robertson has joined the club. So, yeah, thank you
Does
guys
that mean she's going to start
much.
telling us what to do, too?
No, not a Patreon producer. She's just a sponsor. So she likes us. And she likes us enough to not support us at I'm just kidding.
Well, I used to work with her, and I was so used to her telling me what to do. I was supposed to be training her, and she would boss me around a lot. Tell me how to do my job.
That's not how you do that. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you all so much. You support us both at producer tier, sponsor tier, our best friend. Is that what we call it? No, that's something else. That's
another company.
That's another. Oh shoot! Wait a second. In the $1 level, we appreciate all of you. Remember, if you support us at any of those levels, you get episodes early and ad-free over at patreon.com/supergamerboys, and you also get our bonus show exclusive to Patreon, Super Gamer Book Club. That's right, our first episode came out on Friday, so if you support us and you haven't listened to it, go over to your Patreon feed, either on the Patreon site, or there should be a link there you can click on, and it adds it right to your podcast app of choice, so you don't have to, listen to the Patreon app, which is kind of garbage, just to be honest.
Garrett,
Patreon,
what I'm hearing from the kids is it's sounding like it's a hit.
It's a hit. People are liking the chat on Undertale. We talked about Undertale. It was Adrian hosting. I was guesting alongside the headline of the show, Steph Babies herself, Steph from Normcore Gaming, and Steph
who
Babies.
We cannot thank enough for coming on.
Yes,
definitely appreciate her for doing that.
I heard she was fantastic. A superhero on the show from several people that were watching, and so hats off to Steph Babies. Thanks so much for filling in. I know that we tried to get Ed on there, and but the whole phone thing with the handoff, and where she ended up getting
funny
invited.
you should mention that, JJ. We ended up clearing that up.
Oh, okay.
Turns out, did you know they live in the same house?
What?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Isn't that wild?
Blown.
What? How does that make sense? Have you seen Ed before?
Look, man.
Like, he's a lovely guy.
There's a lid for every pot. Okay.
Apparently.
Right? Okay.
That makes so much sense.
No.
I have lots of pots, and they do have lids.
But now that the first one is out, I can go ahead and let you guys know what the plan is. So, August book club is going to be the Studio Koba first outing. Grand Slam, almost Grand Slam. You'll see why, but definitely worth the play is Narita Boy. And to visit me and Garrett is none other than Steph Baby's other half, Eddie Martin, aka Normcore Eddie, aka the other half of Normcore Gaming, is gonna be our guest on the next episode of Book Club. That's right. You got one side of the coin, now you get the other.
Yeah.
And he is definitely gonna have some things to say. So be on the lookout for that one.
Sweet.
Yeah, so if you want to hear the Undertale episode as well as the upcoming Narita Boy episode, remember, support us over at Patreon, and you can get those at the first Friday of each month where we release those. So the end of this month, we'll record it, pop it out next Friday, and yeah, I'm excited for that one. I haven't started the game yet. I need to jump in definitely this week. I'm going to put a big dent in it.
ASAP.
I'm excited because I watched you stream it, Adrian, a little bit here and there, and the game looks amazing. So I'm excited to talk about it too. But we'll talk more about our Patreon later in the show. Now it's time to check the mailbag.
Well, I would do my mailbag bit today, but bag's not heavy. So I'll just hand you this paltry 1 to 2 questions that we got here. And you just go ahead
Let's see what we got
take
here.
that, since nobody wants to ask mailbag questions anymore.
Let's see what we got here. So, wow, man, guys, we got to step up your game. This is
Disappointing.
This is sad. This is sad. The same two people who always ask questions and
every single time.
And honestly,
we love them, but
honestly, come on, guys, come on, man, dang. No, just kidding. Thank you guys for so much for writing it over at Discord. You can write it anywhere. We have a website that has a contact us page. You can send emails directly to me. All the Instagrams not Instagram, social medias, you can DM us right to Super Gamer Boys or over at supergamerboys.com/Discord. You can also enter questions there at our
or DM
mailbag.
our personal, wherever you see us at. Throw a question and we'll get it to where it needs to be. I'll put it
100%.
If you ask me, I'll put it in the bag since I have the bag.
Don't send it to JJ. It'll never see the light of day.
Fair point.
Send it to me or Adrian, or better yet, send it to Adrian. He'll stick in the mailbag. He's the keeper of the mailbag. This first question comes from Kojima01, and he asked, "What are y'all's summer traditions?" So do you guys have any traditions every summer you look forward to? The family gets together, does a camping trip, a vacation, this or that, Disneyland, whatever you're doing. What's your guys' family traditions, or summer traditions?
I don't have any. Typically when we were in California, summer was my busiest time of the year. So I actually would end up overworking and never taking any time off. So my kids are really excited because where we're at now, there are lots of theme parks within a couple of hours drive. So we can go to Iowa, or we can go to Kansas, or even Missouri, or even Oklahoma, and go to some pretty awesome theme parks. So we've got
the famous Disneyland, Iowa, my favorite.
Well, I didn't say Disney. I just said theme parks.
Okay.
So, so we're going to be trying to do some of that this summer for the first time ever. My kids have never been to theme parks before. So I'm looking forward to being able to take them to some stuff like that. Omaha, actually, an hour and 45 minutes away, has arguably the best zoo in the world. Some people will say San Diego. Most people actually say Omaha is the best zoo. So yeah, it's true. I've been to the San Diego one. It's okay. No, it's great. But a lot of people say Omaha is the best. Remember, Omaha Mutual had like the incredible TV show based on their zoo. So it's world famous.
The insurance company?
Yeah, they own a zoo out here, and there was like a TV show back in the 80s. So
what goes on outside of California, man?
I never knew anything happened outside of California, but apparently a lot.
Omaha has the best zoo.
That's what everybody says. Yeah,
that. I don't know. I'm gonna Google that
later.
Not right now. I don't know. Do you want me to we're gonna fact check this, right? Okay.
Go ahead, live on air. I need to know.
Best zoo in America.
No, he said in the world.
In the world, okay.
Okay, just do America, because that's not gonna be fair.
No, Mr.
That's
Nebraska,
not fair.
we're gonna figure it out.
Okay, the 15 best. That's not 50. Okay, here. Tour Scanner, 50 best zoos in the world, 2021.
Scroll to number 1.
What do you think number 1 is? I'll give you all one guess.
Omaha.
Is it Omaha?
It's San Diego, you idiots. It's San Diego, you idiots. Guess what? Number. Number 2 is Singapore. Number 3 is Loro Parque, Spain. Number 4 is St. Louis. Look at Omaha. Omaha isn't even on. Hang on. This is a top 50. Let me scroll.
Do a Control F and type Omaha. See if it's mentioned anywhere on the page.
Oh my gosh.
0. Like
it's mentioned 0 times in the top. It's not even in the top 50.
JJ, you know what?
That even made it better. That made it so much better.
It's not even mentioned on this webpage. It's not even an honorable mention, dude.
Okay, I gotta ask this. Is the Tiger King's little zoo, the Wynnewood Zoo in Oklahoma, is that on that list of the 50 best?
I don't know how to spell that. I don't know.
It'd probably be on most popular, not best, just because of the Netflix thing.
Oh man!
My God!
You know what, JJ? You deserve whatever state honor Nebraska has, because they are like, thank you for doing that. Thank you for believing in us, sir. Thank you for saying our zoo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google, is Omaha Zoo good?
Watch that come back horribly negative.
Okay. Actually, here on Nebraska.com, it says the Omaha Zoo is the best zoo in the world.
Actually,
in the world.
The site is Nebraska.net. I don't know if you know, but it's
I can't even get the .com.
No. It's a lot for the domain. You understand?
We rather allocate that to fireworks.
On Google, it does have a 4.8 stars, and that's out of 23,000 Google reviews. So,
wow. Okay.
Pretty dang good.
That's pretty good. And if you tell me San Diego has 23 million reviews,
it probably does.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the technology. All I did was type in San D, and it automatically came up with San Diego Zoo. It's like Google knows what I'm doing right now. They're like, we know what you're up to. San Diego
actually does
4.7 stars and 40,000, so about 2 times the amount of reviews.
Only 40,000.
Only 40,000. Get out.
Interesting.
People from all over the world go to San Diego Zoo. It's the best in the
what
world.
I'm saying.
Best in the world.
It's been around for decades, and it's only 40,000 reviews.
Crazy.
Maybe that's just Google.
Yeah, that is just Google. That's I was just on the Google site, but oh my gosh! I see in the chat.
That was worth the price of admission alone.
In the chat, Zero Faint says, "Haha, dang! Maybe we should fact check everything JJ says."
No, we're gonna have a 4-hour show. That.
It's gonna be so long, and everything's gonna be a lie. we just assume it's all a lie from here on out. We'll be fine.
I really do have a third nipple, for crying out loud. It's fact, man. It's fact.
Okay. To answer your question, Kojima, I don't have any summer traditions either, other than like what JJ said. I worked at the same company. I still work at the same company. I'm not out in the field anymore, but my summer tradition is work a ton of overtime, and you're not allowed to take vacation. So that's my summer tradition.
It's heavily frowned upon.
Yeah. Unless you're the boss, then you can take 2 weeks off. That's fine.
A lot of time off, apparently.
I don't think I really have any.
I hope he
either,
doesn't listen to this episode. This is just water, I promise. This is nothing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm feeling kind of spicy tonight, but it's just water. Adrian, anything for you or no? Nothing?
No, I was just trying to think about it while you guys were talking. I don't really think I have anything either. Because summer, for me, has always been, just the time where I don't have to have school obligations. Because I went right into working, when I was 15. So summer, I never really had time for, making traditions or something like that, or something to do every summer. So,
yeah,
kind of where I'm at with it.
I have to agree. Same here. Always just been busy doing stuff. So like work. But no, it's cool that some people have that though. Like I know I have some family, like my aunt and uncle and some cousins who like every year they'll go to
the cabin.
They used to like go down to Disneyland, Florida. For New Yorkers, that's the closer one is Florida. Right. It's still like a 20 some hour drive, but
closer, not better.
I always there you go. I always wanted one of those, and one day I hope to have like a tradition like that with my family. Something where summer.
You're right there. You're right there.
I know. Yeah, it's a lot of money. They upped their prices this year because of COVID. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it before. I can't afford it now. Yeah, that's true. So we'll see. Maybe in like 30 years after I retire, I can take my kids there. I guess it'll be more than. Oh man, no, retirement's a long ways away. Okay, maybe in like 100 years.
A while.
All right. Next question. Sir Prince-a-lot asks, who wins in a knockdown drag-out fight to the death? Sonic versus Pikachu.
Who asked this? Sir Prince?
Sir Prince-a-lot. Yeah.
Y'all, we gotta do better with these mailbag questions. What is this? So I'm assuming knockdown drag-out means that we're fighting to the death, right?
Oh, 100%. There's like, I assume this is like no rules, anything goes, bare knuckle, do whatever you want. This Pikachu and Sonic beating each other to death, like straight up.
So
blood.
So Pikachu wins then. Because
100%, right?
lightning goes at the speed of light and Sonic can't go that fast. So all he has to do is tag him one good time.
Do I need to Google that?
That's it.
Hang on, let's see. Can Sonic move at the speed of light? His auto finish for me.
No, that's his whole thing. Is he's supersonic, but he's not super light.
Okay, so this says he is able to reach light speed with the light speed maneuvers. In Sonic Colors, he outruns a Cyan Wisp at Mach 209, according to the official Sonic Unleashed guidebook. That's not light
speed.
So I actually just lost that whole Omaha San Diego Zoo thing. So I was gonna say Sonic, and then both of you guys were like, "Oh, Pikachu!" Totally, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, Pikachu." I was gonna say Pikachu too.
Saved yourself again, is what you're saying.
No. Pretty much, yeah.
No, yeah, Pikachu 100%, because he can't outrun lightning, and also
it's light.
And also, Pikachu has like quick attack, and what's his other? He has like another electric attack that's like super fast too. What's that one called? Why can't I think of it? Lightning bolt, isn't it? Or no, not lightning bolt.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Yeah, there's one where he like turns into a lightning bolt and just charges at light speed as well.
I'm
so not only can he shoot lightning, but he can move like lightning.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure Pikachu wins that. Yeah.
All he has to do is get close enough to grab Sonic, Thundershock, stop his heart. Game over.
Done deal.
Game over.
Boy, easy question. Come on, guys. Give us something harder.
Look, if there's not at least 4 questions in the next mailbag, I'm spamming that everyone command. You don't want me to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
We're shutting down the show. No, wait. No, just kidding.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to hit that everybody every day.
At everyone in the mailbag until you get 4 questions. All right. I think it's time we get into the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
I just want to let everyone know that in the chat, Badass Becca says Thunderbolt. So that move is in fact called Thunderbolt, the one I was thinking of. So
she totally Googled that. She Googled that stuff. That's because I taught her that move. You just Google it when people are talking about stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you taught her Thunderbolt.
Wait, here's another fact check for later. Apparently, JJ knows how to use Thunderbolt.
Yes, that's what I got from that.
All right, this first news story comes from us comes to us from over at it's confusing, Polygon. It comes from Polygon. Sony buys Returnal studio Housemarque. Finland's oldest studio is now officially part of PlayStation. Finnish game studio Housemarque is the newest addition to Sony's stable of first-party developers. They announced on Tuesday that the makers of Returnal, so that's a new PS5 exclusive game that JJ's definitely played, will join PlayStation Studios. We are so excited to finally join the PlayStation Studios family. Ilari Kutinen, Housemarque's co-founder and managing director, wrote on PlayStation blog. This gives our studio sorry, what's that?
No, go ahead. I'm just thinking about.
This gives our studio a clear future and a stable opportunity to continue delivering on gameplay-centric approaches while still experimenting with new methods of narrative delivery and pushing the boundaries of this modern art form. Housemarque has been developing games since 1995, making it the oldest development studio in Finland. Since 2007, Housemarque has developed several PlayStation-exclusive games, including Super Stardust HD, Dead Nation, which Dead Nation I really enjoyed, Resogun, and Matterfall. Housemarque's latest game in April, or is April's critically acclaimed Returnal. And then there's another paragraph that basically says the same thing, that, they're going to be able to make cool things with having basically Papa Sony's wallet now. So, thoughts?
Does this mean that we can finally get Resogun 2? Can we find... Because, look, the reason I said, are you, when you were reading that, when they were talking about, we want to be able to make games that have really fun gameplay and an exciting narrative. No, you don't. No, you don't. Remember that whole story that came out that Housemarque was like, well, I guess we can't make arcade games anymore because nobody plays arcade games. That was their bread and butter. They were the best in the biz at making these kinds of games.
Yeah.
They didn't want to really make Returnal. It just so happened to be that they were good at telling stories too, so it worked out for them. But I think for them, gameplay is always king first. Yeah. So if Sony was like, look, you got our money, you're one of our studios now, make whatever you want. I guarantee you there's a discussion that's like, well, do we make a straight up arcade game, or do people need a story now? Because now we have an unlimited, we don't have to worry about development budgets and people not getting paid if it doesn't sell.
Right.
So I guarantee you the discussion on the table would be much more leaning towards doing another arcade game. That's just my thought on it.
No, you're 100% right. Their whole thing was arcade style games. And I remember that when they came out and said that, like, hey, they're just not making it. So we're going to switch over to doing something else. We're going to stop making those types of games, which is crazy because all you ever hear about is how amazing those games are. Like
they are.
Dead Nation on the PS3. That was a game everyone had on their PS3. Resogun is like a game everyone talk about how
I was one of the 3 people that actually platinumed Resogun. Yeah. So few people platinum Resogun that they sent me an email from PlayStation when I platinumed it. They were like, "Hey, you're one of the 0.0000023% of people who actually platinum this game because it's hard as balls."
That's amazing. So I don't know. It just seems so crazy that their conclusion to that would be, yeah, no, just not our thing. It's like, no, it's your thing. It seems like it's your thing. Everyone always talks pretty highly of your stuff, but. As far as Returnal goes, I haven't played it. I heard a lot of people, I heard at least initially there was some mixed reviews. I feel like with time, people have kind of come around and be like, okay, no, it's a good game. Like it's really fun. It's really interesting, really good. But yeah, very different from what they usually make. And so I am curious, like, okay, is their future very much a Returnal future, or with that wallet, are they going to be able to, okay, no, like our passion project would be a Resogun 2 or something. Mm-hmm. Is Sony going to actually let them try it out? And I hope so, because now that they don't have that they themselves don't have the worry of the financial kind of burdens of that being an indie studio, hopefully that kind of allows them to maybe be a little gutsier when pitching stuff to Sony and be like, hey, no, like we're really passionate about this. We think it could work. Can we have the funds for it? And it'd be a lot in the long run. It'd probably be cheaper for Sony too to make something like that than a Returnal, honestly, right?
Right.
Yeah. And there's a huge market for it. I mean, sorry about that, but there's a huge market for arcade games, and nobody does it better than their studio. So why not capitalize on that? Returnal is a great looking game. It's aesthetically pleasing. The only reason I didn't pick it up is because, first of all, I don't have the money for it, but it's also, everybody says it's so difficult, and I'm not really into the really ridiculously difficult games. I really want to see them do some arcade games like they did back in the PS3 days. And I think that with Sony behind them and the money that they don't have to worry about it. So I'm hoping that's going to be where they're going to head in that direction.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if the deal with Sony was like here's one for you, and then we get one for ourselves, and then you get one for you, and then we get another. You know what I mean? So you get a PlayStation headliner, and then we get to make a Housemarque game, and then you get another PlayStation headliner, and then we get another smaller Housemarque game. So that way, everybody, it's a symbiotic relationship between the two.
100%. But again, like if that's what they're wanting to do, like obviously that statement made it seem like, no, we're moving on. But was that just a thing to make people
a PR statement?
Yeah, like a PR thing just to make kind of prepare people for Returnal that was coming? Because obviously they've probably been working on that for a long time before that statement ever went out. So I wonder if it's like, did they just say that to say that? It's a stale PR statement, or did they actually mean it? Because maybe they meant it. Maybe they're just like, no, we may be good at it, but we're tired. Like it's time to hang up the cape. Like we did some really amazing games. Now we want to try some new stuff. Like maybe they meant it. I don't know. It'd be sad, but
yeah, definitely.
Maybe they felt like, hey, we topped out and we don't want to make crappy stuff. Like you never know. I don't know.
It's hard for them to do that though. They rarely miss.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting stuff. But yeah, so there's that. So I mentioned acquisitions in brackets, question mark, maybe, possibly. The same day, so immediately before the announcement for Housemarque acquisition, there was a tweet by PlayStation Studios Japan. I have the article here from over at comicbook.com. PlayStation accidentally announces Bluepoint Games acquisition. Sony already announced one PlayStation Studios acquisition this week by confirming that Housemarque, the developer of Returnal, is now part of the team. Looks like that's not the only PlayStation Studios change that's taken place. PlayStation creators have apparently acquired Bluepoint Game Studio 2, a developer that's long specialized in remakes and remasters and has a history. The supposed acquisition, again, like, so nothing's official even still now, but it was announced similarly to how the Housemarque news was shared, but it seems the Bluepoint announcement wasn't supposed to go out just yet. The Japanese PlayStation account on Twitter tweeted out the image below, which looked identical to the one that was shared with Housemarque's logo. So this week when they announced Housemarque, it was this photo or this JPEG, and in the background it has like all these like columns, and it has like all these big characters from all of their developers. You know, It's Kratos. It has has a photo from MLB The Show, Ratchet, like everyone, and then it has the big PlayStation Studios logo, and then the Bluepoint, then Housemarque logo on the right side. At the bottom it says "Welcome to the family." Sony Japan tweeted out the same photo, but instead of the Housemarque logo, it had Bluepoint on there, Bluepoint Games.
It's definitely happening. It's definitely happening.
Yeah. So that's what happened. And then there's this article that I just, came out over the weekend that Bluepoint Games seemingly pushes back against the PlayStation acquisition rumors, which is bizarre. Like, it's not a rumor. It happened. PlayStation Studios put out a post, but so here's what happens. Bluepoint Games seemingly altered the description of its company in a handful of different places to make it clear that it is not owned by PlayStation. On a Twitter page, it says Bluepoint Games is a fully independent, self-funded studio. Like, they're using very like specific verbiage to like make it very clear. Fully independent, self-funded. As added to a bunch of job listings as well to like clarify in the job listings. Hey, when you work for us, you're working for us, not for Sony. Like, it is very interesting.
No, you're working for Sony.
Yeah, because it's just like, this news is just so crazy to me.
Who does Bluepoint ever work with but Sony?
They only ever work with Sony.
If you're working for Bluepoint, you're working for Sony. 100%. That's all they ever work with.
Yeah,
Bluepoint is the HAL laboratory of Sony Studios.
Yeah.
Like, we make our own thing, but have you ever seen HAL make anything but a Nintendo game? No.
Yeah. And why else would Sony just randomly have a JPEG with their logo on it?
Ready to go.
Oops. Yeah, ready to go. Like, they scheduled it to go too early, on Twitter or whatever. It's just that there's no reason for them to have that image unless it was a thing. So if it's not happened yet, like, it's only a matter of time. But yeah, it just really blows my mind, like, how hard, like, why would they fight back so hard about it? Like, why not be like, you caught us, we're in talks? Like, instead they're like, no way. Like, to the point where they're like changing.
We would never.
Oh, disgusting. I would never. Yeah.
Maybe money, like ownership, job security, never.
Or maybe it's like the girl playing hard to get. And she's like, I never slept with that guy. Like, yeah, you totally were sleeping with that guy. Like, you're wearing his underwear right now outside of your pants. Like, it's very obvious. Yeah, come on, please. But maybe it's something like that where the deal hasn't, the ink hasn't dried on it. They haven't quite signed it. So they're like, no, we're not doing that. And they're playing hard to get. Maybe they are like, no, we're independent. You're not going to be working for Sony, you're working for us. But it's just a matter of time before they sign it, right? I mean, they've got to.
It's probably got to be a money thing. The deal was too low. And, they're like, look, I mean, we're down to do it, but these peanuts aren't going to work. So,
right.
Yeah.
All
until you want to come up with the money, we're independent.
Yeah. Bluepoint, if you're wearing their underwear, man, just accept it.
Just say that.
I'm wearing my. No, never mind. But okay. But yeah, it just seems so. It seems crazy to me that they're not already a PlayStation, like a Sony studio, because
that's what
like you were saying, they already, that's all they make is remakes for Sony,
for Sony properties.
So with that to say, like, what do we think they're working on next? Because they've just finished up Demon Souls that came out, the PS5 launch title, remake of Demon Souls. What could be on the horizon now?
No doubt in my mind that they split the teams. And they're already doing, what is that called? When you're first starting out, the pre-development phase.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think they call it pre-development phase.
No. There's a word for it. There's a word for it.
I know what you're talking about.
Pre-production. There we go.
Okay.
That's the one.
Yeah. They're absolutely remaking Metal Gear Solid 1. No doubt in my mind. There was too many rumors floating around for there not. There was too much smoke for there not to be fire. There's no way.
So I'm looking.
It may not be the next game out. It's in the lineup.
It's got to be in the lineup. I was looking at their past works. So they started back in 2002 with Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, which was the quote unquote remake or spin-off of Metal Gear Solid 2 that they made.
I would say maybe more like it's like a Metal Gear Solid 2 plus.
2.5 if it was like Kingdom Hearts or something.
Yeah.
They made Flower in 2009. They helped work on Uncharted 2. But then, okay, here we go. Eco, they did an HD remaster of Eco and Shadow Colossus in 2011. They did the Metal Gear HD collection. So they've already worked on Metal Gear 2, 3, and Peace Walker and upped them up to HD. They apparently worked on PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, the better Smash Brothers game there.
All right, Garrett, take it easy.
Gravity Rush Remastered.
You get a little too spicy. We let you have a little fun. You take it too far.
Uncharted HD collection. So you can see they mainly do HD collections. Eco and Shadow, Metal Gear, Gravity Rush, Uncharted. They remade Shadow of the Colossus and then remade Demon Souls. So if they stick with their trend where they remake games that they previously made HD, that's the only property they haven't done yet is Metal Gear. So or Flower. They could remake Flower, I guess.
Flower is still gorgeous. It doesn't need a remake.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just bump it to 4K. You're good.
There you go. So I have to agree. And I think, a couple years back when the rumors were flaring up, I remember talking about it on the show and be like, they got to be working on it. But then they surprised us with Demon Souls. So okay, maybe they weren't. But they got to be working on it.
Studios have more than one team all the time.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm right there with you, Adrian. I think you're right with Metal Gear because it just would be crazy for them not to, because again, they have the history with it. They're good at doing those remakes, and what the heck is Konami doing with the property anyways? There's got to be something coming up, right?
Now, here's the thing. There's two things. Number one, if they're remaking this, they better have signed the contract with Konami to put it into place that we're doing 1, 2, and 3. Right?
Oh, please.
We're not just doing 1. We're doing 1, 2, and 3.
100%.
Here's my other question. If we're signing the deal with Konami, are we making these games in Unreal? Or are we going to use the Fox engine?
What do they normally use?
Bluepoint, I think, normally uses Unreal.
I think it would be Unreal.
Well, yeah, because it'd either be the Fox engine or it would be Unreal 5. Because why not start on 5 if it's gonna be the new hotness coming out?
I think they would stick with what they know. There is no way that they would make them learn a whole new thing for those.
You don't think so? As good as Fox is, nobody's using it right now.
Fox is amazing, but I mean that's yeah. I don't know. That's hard.
If I'm Konami and nobody's using my incredible engine, I got to find somebody to do it. How many millions did we, invest in R&D for this? And the one guy that we actually made it for pieced out. So
yeah, I don't know. So in the chat we have Given Kitten saying, well, first he says, can we just let Metal Gear die with Kojima's career? No, sir. And actually, if you wouldn't mind banning him in the chat,
I beg you.
No, just kidding.
Oh, don't you worry, I got this.
No,
I'm gonna time him out for a good 10 seconds.
Don't time him out. I was reading his messages. They're gone. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you actually timed. I didn't get to read his second message.
Timed out.
Jeez, I can't believe you did that.
This is the greatest moment on the show right now. Adrian's just got full power. He's just eliminating people.
I love it. This is scary. I don't know.
Next week he's going to execute somebody on the show.
Just live on air. The other thing he mentioned though was that he thinks he thinks that Bluepoint actually uses the engine that the game was the original studios and games were usually used. I think that's what he doesn't think they use Unreal, and I kind of trust him because He does.
So then that would be
in,
Fox.
In kind of that. Oh no, 10 seconds. He says. Oh no, don't tempt Adrian. He'll give you. No. So yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah. I mean, he might pull out Fox. They might pull out Fox Engine, but I guess. I mean, it'd be beautiful. That'd be a gorgeous game. Imagine seeing Metal Gear Solid 1 and Fox Engine. Holy smokes, that'd be crazy. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited, even if Giving Kittens isn't.
Die with Kojima's career. How dare you? How?
I was waiting for you to finish that. You're like, how? I was like, I couldn't finish it. This next news story comes from us from VGC. They write, Konami and Bloober Team announce partnership amid Silent Hill leak. So here we go. Here's some more news to, you guys can throw your tomatoes at me now because it'd make me look like more of a fool after last week.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. Boo you. The Medium developer has entered a strategic cooperation agreement with the publisher. The new partnership between Silent Hill publisher and the Medium will include jointly developing selected content and exchanging know-how, according to a statement released by Bloober Team. In a separate press release, Konami said it was excited to work with Bloober Team and other highly regarded development partners to produce games from existing new IPs. According to people with knowledge of Bloober's plans, one of the projects it's working on is Silent Hill related. However, VGC understands that Konami has already outsourced at least one other Silent Hill project to a prominent developer in Japan, and there could be even more developers working on their own projects. So it is interesting. So they've tapped Bloober, like, hey, tap their shoulder. Can you work on a Silent Hill project of some sort? But it is, it's interesting that they have multiple Silent Hill projects going on at once there and with multiple Japanese developers. So I don't know. It just seems kind of crazy to have like all these games in development also, like to do nothing for Silent Hill for so long and then be like, okay, now we got all sorts of people working on it.
You do this. Go.
Yeah.
Silent Hill cereal. You do it.
Yeah. So I'm like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of companies might do something similar to that, but yeah, it's just very interesting. This very quiet IP it's been like hiding under the surface for so long, and now all of a sudden, hey, we're coming back with a bunch.
I mean, we almost had it. We were this close.
That is true.
Back in the day, we were this close.
So close. The CEO of Bloober Team commented on the deal. It's a historic day for me and the culmination of several years of our work. The fact that such a renowned company as Konami has decided to strategically cooperate with the Bloober Team means that we have also joined the world leaders in gaming and become an equal partner for the leading players in the market. After that statement, I need to ask, what were your guys' thoughts on the Medium? And do you think
are they talking about themselves being
they were talking about themselves?
Players?
So that's why I'm asking, what were your thoughts on the Medium, and how do you compare that to what he just said about them being world leaders?
Calm down. That's what it sounds like. I mean, you know what though? They always say be your own biggest fan. So I get it.
There you go.
I get it.
I mean, our podcast is straight trash, but I love it.
Come on, man. I mean, Mr. Nebraska over there. Omaha is the best in the world, he said.
It is the best. That's according to me.
He's his own biggest fan. So I get it. I get it. In
the world.
You may be factually wrong. Just like this leader
apparently,
over at
according
Bloober
to
Team
Google,
is factually wrong.
I am, according to Google.
But I appreciate the confidence.
I agree completely. I think that, if you're Medium, of course you're going to say that it's amazing and a lot about how awesome it is. I mean, why would you not? It's the greatest game ever. I had a hand in it, right? You're supposed to feel like that. You put a lot of work and effort and love into it. It's visually gorgeous, so of course you're going to feel like, man, we worked our butts off. The game is amazing. Yeah, you probably think so.
Yeah. And with that to say too, like, and we've talked about, we did like a even special like offshoot branch, whatever you want to call it, episode, like a little mini episode where we got together a week after the Medium and talked about what we thought about it. It was me, Zetch, you were on there. Yep. Or someone else? It was just us three.
I think it was just us three.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about like, okay, how did you feel about the Medium? Did you finish it?
That's not true because stuff. Dan the Man was on there and he played like 4 minutes of that game.
That was Cyberpunk.
No, that was Cyberpunk.
Oh, never mind. Sorry,
Sorry,
Dan. I just so used to you playing the 4 minutes of a game.
We're like, what do you think, Dan? I don't know. I barely made it past the title screen.
Let's go.
Let's freaking go. Oh,
I don't know. The game just finished installing 5 minutes ago. Thanks, Dan.
I spent 30 minutes in the settings. Wait a second. I love Dan so much.
Oh, he's great. Him. That's why I'm teasing.
Of course.
But I feel like I remember the general consensus was the medium would have made a fantastic movie. Not necessarily a great game. So it had like the atmosphere, it had some crazy characters and creatures, but it just dragged. It was long and the controls were funky and gameplay wasn't just dialed in as quite what it should be for a Xbox exclusive. This is coming to Game Pass. You can only get it here. World premiere game, like that's what it was. It was at the launch of the Series X, play it on Xbox Series X first. It's best played there. It's like,
right.
Well, it's fine. And so my worry is, or my concern is that if Konami doesn't have their hand in this too much, are we getting a medium too?
No, see, that's why I think they do, is because we talked a little bit about this before the show, is that this game has moments where it definitely feels like Silent Hill. So it makes absolute sense why Konami would think to pick them for this project. And like we were saying, you already got the aesthetic down. You already have the horror moments down. You have the atmosphere down. You just need to have everybody put their heads down on a story and polish that up. You put those two together, you might have a heck of a Silent Hill game. You might even have the guts, since Bloober Team is so bombastic, to call it Silent Hill 3. But we'll see.
We'll see.
That's right. It won't be a spinoff. It'll be Silent Hill 3.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Again, they have other developers working on things. If only we knew who those other developers were, because if they were, depending on how big or small they are, I wonder, like, if...
I'm sorry, 4, excuse me, not 3.
4,
yeah,
right.
So as far as we know, there's no real... I mean, they haven't said, like, hey, they're probably going to remake the whole thing. They're going to start over, do, like, a full reboot, like with the Resident Evil games. I think that's kind of what I was hoping for, was like a fully fleshed out, rebooted story, starting with 1. With given how far graphics and aesthetics have come in the last 20 years, I think that I'd like to see it just start it over.
That would be sweet. I mean, that's yeah. I on one hand, yes, that would be sweet, because we all love to see this like pieces of nostalgia just made better, but it's kind of becoming like an epidemic with just like how crazy we're getting with the remakes, right? Like
everything is getting a remake.
It would be amazing to see that, but at the same time, it would be just so refreshing just to see either a sequel or something new. Like, give me something Silent Hills but I don't know. Like, I'm not saying it to poo-poo your idea. Like, I honestly
no.
I play the crap out of it if it was a remake, but also, man, everything's that's getting remade right now.
Well, the reason nobody tells good stories anymore.
Wouldn't it be weird if they did like a Silent Hill, right? But maybe they had like Guillermo del Toro co-write it, and then maybe if it starred like, I don't know, like Norman Reedus or something like that. Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't that be interesting and cool? Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be
Konami.
Man. That'd be crazy.
And then maybe we might be able to put it in the like a Easter egg for an interactive game at the end. Maybe it's teasing
talk.
it.
That's crazy talk, dude.
A teaser you can play.
Crazy talk. Jeez.
If you see his eyes dancing like a little boy at Christmas time, though, when you're saying that, Adrian, you're like, oh, that's crazy talk. But I can see like little figures of Garrett's dancing in your eyes right now, and the excitement, the thought, the possibility, the dreams.
I know.
So
and then what if something would have came of that?
They did say Konami has already outsourced at least one other Silent Hill project to a prominent developer in Japan. Doesn't mean they didn't tap Kojima Productions. You never know.
Never. That studio, that company will go up in flames before they send even. They probably whatever bill Kojima owed, they probably just paid it just so they don't have to send him any collections mail. Just so nothing goes to Kojima from them anymore.
Yeah.
That's how spiteful they probably are.
Yeah, I'm sure they're done with him and until the end of time, but that's all right, because Hideo Kojima, coming from VG247, Hideo Kojima signs a letter of intent with Xbox. That's right, you heard it here first. According to a new GamesBeat report, Hideo Kojima has signed a letter of intent with Microsoft as a first step in an agreement that would see the legendary designer's next project published by Xbox. Neither Microsoft nor Kojima, oh my gosh, not Kojima have publicly announced.
Hideo Kojima, you heard it. Kojima, you have to change your username to that.
You have to. Dude, Hideo Kojima. I love it.
That's pretty good.
Neither of them have publicly announced they're talking to one another, of course, but this signing indicates that things are moving forward. The next step is for lawyers on both sides to negotiate the details and work out specifics. So, yeah, pretty much. Actually, no, one more thing. The report also revealed that Kim Swift, veteran game designer who worked on Portal, Left 4 Dead, and other projects, has joined Microsoft specifically to help Kojima bring his next idea to life. Swift was chosen for her expertise working on cloud games at Stadia. Kojima previously, of course, indicated that he's interested in exploring the potential of the cloud with his next project. So, again, there's not much more to this article. This is more of a touch and go one, but again, just wanted to give you guys more ammunition to call me an idiot after last week's episode. That's all. And also, we're getting an Xbox exclusive Kojima game potentially. So they signed the deal saying, hey, I want to date you. You want to date me. Let's sign let's make it official. Let's tell everyone in the school, hey, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now. We're doing this thing and get the lawyers involved as you do in a dating relationship. This, I feel like my metaphor here really holds out perfectly.
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this. You guys already know, I'm a huge Kojima fan. Of course, I'm a huge Sony fan, if you can't tell by the light behind me, and the Death Stranding or the Hideo Kojima shrine up there. But I also just love games, and so I don't care where it ends up. I know there's been a ton of backlash this week, people losing their minds. There's a petition that got launched on petitions.com. People trying to get signatures to petition for this game not to be made because they would rather not have a game than have it on Xbox. And I was like,
Isn't
to you guys,
crazy?
You guys are not true fans of video games. You guys can all just get out of here, because if you would rather not have a game be made because it's not on the correct platform, I'm like, get the heck out of here, you idiots. Like, this is so bizarre.
I was going to say kudos to Xbox for getting into bed with Kojima. That's, I think, brilliant on their part. Because he's a masterful maker of games, dude. It's very obvious. We all know how much you love him and stuff, Garrett. But I think that's a brilliant move on their part, on Xbox part. But how does Sony feel right now? I would love to be a fly on the wall.
They probably don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
He made so much money for them with Death Stranding.
Not with Death Stranding, he didn't.
Really? I thought Death Stranding kicked butt financially.
It made its money back, but it didn't. It wasn't a profit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kojima got out without getting his cheeks burned, but that was about it.
Yeah, it's definitely, which is surprising that they're letting him do a director's cut. You'd think they'd be like, calm down, sir. Calm down, sir.
He probably funded that one. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, as passionate as he is about his art and his projects, like, yeah, I'm sure that came 100% out of his pocket there.
Is the director's cut coming out only on PlayStation in the beginning? Do they have a time?
At least at the beginning. At least at the beginning. They've only said
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 5 exclusive specifically, too. Not even PS4.
So you have to play it.
Yeah, you'll have to play it. You have to play the director's cut and report back to us.
You got to play that. You got to play Final Fantasy Intergrade. You got to play Returnal. You got to go line up Ratchet and Clank.
You just mail me your PlayStation 5 since you have the Xbox Series S now. I realized last week you never told you didn't tell everyone you got the Xbox Series S.
I did. I got the Xbox Series S, and I haven't hooked it up yet. So limited TVs at the moment. Everything's chaos, still on an air mattress. It's a whole thing. And I was hoping to have like the perfect kind of like setup so I could have 2 TVs, one with the Xbox and one with the PlayStation. So you can
play at the same time. I see.
Next to each other. And yeah, that's kind of the idea, is to have like me and the boy sit across from each other and be able to, play and stuff like that.
Okay. That sounds dope.
Yeah, it'll never work. But it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
He's gonna be yelling into the microphone, and then I'm gonna get upset and not gonna be able to think, and then I'm gonna blame him for every time I get killed or whatever, when it's really not his fault. It's my inability to play well.
Oh my gosh, giving kittens in the chat. Man, it hurts. It hurts. He says his name sold enough copies of Death Stranding to make the money back, but that game nuked his name.
Hold on, what?
Oh my gosh. Kittens, come on, we're friends. We're friends here. We're friends here. we've I'm speechless right now. I'm sorry. I thought I could trust you, kittens. We've played Among Us together.
That's real bonding right there.
Imagine owning a console that isn't a Switch. I don't know if that's what we're referring to, but anyways, yeah. So
they're pushing it. They're pushing it.
They're pushing it. Last news story here, and it's again. There's a lot of stuff that came out this week that kind of put a lot of what we talked about last week to bed. So some closure. Let's call it the closure episode.
Full circle.
That? Full circle. The circle of life. EA series revival from Motive, reportedly a Dead Space remake. So last week we were speculating, is it a remake? Is it a reboot? Is it going to be a sequel? What's it going to be? It's been rumored that the fan favorite series revival at this month's EA Play Live event is reportedly a remake of Dead Space. GameSpeed, once again, James Grubb over there is killing it, reports that not only will this revival be a Dead Space remake, but it will be a remake in the vein of Capcom's recent Resident Evil remakes. GameSpeed's Jeff Grubb first teased back in March that EA Motive was working on an established IP, which has since been corroborated by Eurogamer. Following that, in a later stream, Grubb said this EA Motive developed game would be revealed at the July 22nd EA Play Live showcase. Speculation of what the game ramped up soon after, and most landed on Dead Space. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of this we already know about last week. But then it says here, the report says that EA Motive is taking notes from Capcom's recent Resident Evil remakes, and that, like their widely acclaimed Resident Evil 2 remake from 2019, fans can expect the next Dead Space, seemingly the remake, to use the original Dead Space as a strong foundation. So basically what we're getting at here is Jeff Grubb came out and said, hey, I've talked to some people. It's a remake of the first one, I assume. I guess they actually didn't specify that, but a remake, I would assume the first one. And we're going to keep the skeleton of this game, but we're going to have updated gameplay, updated graphics, we're going to modernize it. Obviously visuals, I would say, they're going to Mass Effect it. Yeah, they're going to Mass Effect it, or Resident Evil 2 remake it, which when I first heard that, I was like, okay, that's cool. But I just recently played the first Dead Space with Zetch on Super Gamer Book Club working title. Before it was, now we're in
it was the beta.
Yeah, the beta. And that was back when we were in beta. That game doesn't... Okay, there's a lot of things that could be upgraded, 100%.
Well, yeah, it's a 360 game.
It's a 360 game, but man, like...
With 360 era game design...
Yeah,
ideals.
My biggest worry is just like, and we talked about this last week, the heart and soul and feel to it. Like you can upgrade all those things and still lose the soul of the game, if that makes sense.
It's very easy.
That's my biggest worry with this. And I mean, we already said this last week, but this isn't giving me any. It's not making me have any less confidence in them, but it's not giving me any more either. It's just like, okay, I'm still feeling the same. Like, how are you going to make this actually feel like a Dead Space game? Like, you don't have the original people working on it. It's a new team. Yeah. What is this going to look like? So I don't know. What do you think, Adrian?
So somebody, I can't remember who, had a very good take regarding when somebody remakes something or remaster something or reimagine something, right? Is that if somebody takes a property that you care about immensely and they decide, oh, we're going to reimagine this, and it turns out that the reimagining to you is garbage, right? It doesn't invalidate the original property. It's still there, right? So like, even if this new Dead Space sucks, the original good Dead Space is still there. You can still go back and play that. You can pretty much pretend it doesn't exist.
That's true.
So, I mean, you know, just like how there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. So
not anymore. Not anymore, because there's no, I'm sorry. You know what? No, you're right. You're right. I was thinking of the new game that's coming out.
No, yeah, okay, so there's 3 movies. There's potentially a 4th one that they're working on. We'll see how that goes. There might still be 3 when that one comes out.
But what about the one with the interdimensional aliens?
You mean that script that they were thinking about making that got canned? That one?
Wasn't Shia LaBeouf in that, and he was going to be the new Indiana Jones?
Yeah, no, that was that script that leaked online, and everybody was like, "There's no way they would ever make this," and it got canned.
No way.
So you're saying like that actually didn't happen. That was like a coke dream or something like that.
Never
it's
happened.
Like that. It's like what is it? The Mandela effect kind of thing. Like everyone thought it happened, but it really didn't. Doesn't exist.
It never really did. No.
You know, like Fruit Loops being spelled one way or another. That type of thing. You know, it's
only ever been a fantastic trilogy. That's
Berenstain or Berenstain and Bears. You know. So yeah, that's on the topic of Dead Space.
Dead Space is a great game. And I don't think they need to remake it, but will I play it? Absolutely, because
I'm definitely gonna play it.
Yeah, love the original. Scarier than heck, really scary.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think they don't need to remake it. 100%, I'm down to play a remake. And even though I feel like there's too many remakes, I still love all the remakes.
Yeah. They're all good. Like, that's the thing. There's too many of them so far, but they're all good.
They've all been good. My sole worry is just real quick. My sole worry is just that very specific fact of like, is it actually going to feel like a Dead Space game, or is it just going to look like one? But go ahead, JJ.
I was thinking about it when you were talking before. It ran through my head. Like I was starting to think about The Last of Us. I know that's been something that we've brought up here on the show a couple of times, where they're talking about remaking the original Last of Us.
That's stupid.
I don't think there's a point at all. Will I play it just like the Dead Space game? Absolutely. But I'm a huge Last of Us fan, and I think that part 1 is the best game I've ever played. 2 is right after that. I really do love the story from part 1. Was unbelievable, unreal. I just love it so much. And I'd love to have updated everything in that game. But I don't see how they can improve upon it. You can only make a mousetrap one way. You can't really improve upon it, you know?
JJ, you might just keep your Twitch chat off, because I know Given Kitten's opinions on The Last of Us, and you don't want to hear them or see them. So just steer clear.
No way, dude. Are you really about to tell me?
Don't, Adrian. Just keep JJ. Just keep it close.
You've got to be
don't
kidding
look.
me.
Just don't
I'm gonna
look.
jump on. I don't even know how to do it. And I'm gonna jump on and put them off for like 10 seconds.
Just close your chats. It's all good. I'm just gonna carry on with the show.
I have to mod.
No. It's okay. People are allowed to have their opinions, you know?
No, they're not.
They absolutely are.
They may be wrong, but they can have those opinions. Just like JJ. He may be wrong. He can have those opinions.
But no, JJ, he presented that as a scientific fact.
No, I don't. He was like, I don't know if I said it like that.
Observation.
I don't know if I said it like that. I said many people have said.
No.
Many people from Nebraska. Yeah, they say
that. Okay, technically, yes. Yes, technically.
Maybe the best zoo in Nebraska. Oh my gosh.
I'm never gonna live that down, am I?
Nope.
No, okay. Never. So that's, again, like I said a little bit ago, this episode really has humbled me. That just don't believe everything you hear on the internet, you know? Apparently, people tell lies on the internet. Sometimes Kojima isn't working on Silent Hills. But, you know, it was fun to dream. But now it's time to head into our Super Indie Boys segment.
Yes.
Some say the best part of the show, because we all shut up and it's just Adrian. So talking, it's Apparently people like it
it's
when
the
Adrian
best.
talks and
Yeah.
they hate JJ
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like that turn. I mean, he's only been out a few weeks and they already love him more. So
He's a lovable dude. And that is literally like the best segment on the show. So.
But
it's a good
yeah,
one. It's okay.
It's all right. It's fine. But we're gonna hit you with the Super Indie Boys, and then we'll be back with an ad for Patreon right after that. So
Let's go.
Stay tuned.
Super Gamer fan, what's going on? Listen, when I tell you this week is a week, when I tell you we got some bangers this week, you better believe your boy. You ready? I don't think you're ready, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Let's go. Welcome to Fizzle. For your first day as a new intern, you'll be getting coffee, filling some paperwork, and destroying monsters in the basement. You know, the usual. You play as Jacqueline, a fresh-faced marketing intern who's in for the job of a lifetime. To accomplish your new tasks, you'll have to use everything at your disposal to get rid of the productivity-sucking monsters on the floor below. Objects, power-ups, even the rooms themselves. Think quickly, plan accordingly, and don't forget that coffee.
Year after year.
In Moonlighter, you're a shopkeep selling your wares at your modest shop in your village. You set the prices, chat and build relationships with clientele, and keep on the path to success. But like any store, you gotta be able to keep stock and meet demand. And if you want something done right, you have to head to the dungeon and get it yourself. That's right. You moonlight as an explorer, trying to get to the bottom of various areas and dungeons and collect as many monster items and gems, retail assets as you can and make it back to stock the shop before it opens. Manage your time wisely and you're sure to do well.
Maybe there's something we can all learn from Will.
Listen up, shmup fans. This one's for you. Just by looking at this baby, you already know what time it is. Moving at a breakneck pace and with more enemies than you can shake a stick at. Bot Vice is a classic gallery shooter that places you in the shoes of a futuristic cop that's lost their arm and had it replaced with a freaking cannon, baby. You can take cover behind objects, parry and reflect some shots, and take a unique boss on every single level. And there's voice-acted story segments in between. I know, right? This rules.
Bot Vice.
Agent Saber, just in time. Oh, I'd love to research that arm of yours and incorporate its technology into my new combat units. Ooh, the thought alone gets my heart racing.
See? I told you, right? Some fire this week. Get out there and play those, dude. They are phenomenal. I'll be back next week with some more fire for you. Until then, keep playing. Later.
Alrighty. It's good Indie Boys again this week. Thank you, Adrian, for putting that together for us. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Appreciate it. All right. Now it's time for the ad. So if you haven't checked us out over at patreon.com/supergamerboys, you should do that right now. You can go over there and support us at just $1 a month. And that's right, you get episodes early and ad-free, just like this one. So if you're not watching live, obviously, if you happen to catch it at just the magical time, that magical hour and a half we record it, then immediately afterwards, the VOD goes down and the Patreon recording will go up. So just $1 a month, you can get that, as well as our Patreon exclusive bonus show. That's right, only available through Patreon, Super Gamer Book Club. Brought to you by the one, the only, Adrian the Homeboy Holmes. So, fantastic show. This month that came out last Friday, we already talked about at the beginning of the show, but Steph was on there, Adrian hosting, I was on there talking about Undertale. Fantastic time. This coming month, as Adrian announced at the beginning as well, Narita Boy is the next one, and you're going to have Eddie on there. So Steph's other half. Definitely not the better half. I was going to say better half, but I'm like, no.
You caught yourself. You saved it.
I caught myself. I was just, things were just rolling off the dome, and I wasn't thinking. And we all know better. We all know Eddie. We all know better. We've seen Steph on screen. Fantastic. She was fantastic on there. So, but yeah, Eddie will be joining us. The three of us talking about Narita Boy. I'm excited to hear what Eddie has to say, because I've already heard grumblings and rumors about what he might have to say about the game. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, interesting take. So, yeah, support us over at Patreon. We have $1 a month, and then we have all the way up to our producer tier, just like Tobin Dalton there. He signed up, and now he's our boss, just like Adrian used to be our boss. So
that's right.
Sorry, Adrian, you're not the boss anymore. There's a new boss.
It's fine with me. It's a lot of work. It was a lot of work reining you two in.
Oh, dude. And now you can see behind the scenes too. Now you're joining us. You're like, oh man, it was worse than I thought. I don't even know how they even had a show every other week, let alone now we're trying to do it weekly here. Craziness. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime, and you can subscribe to our channel here at twitch.tv/the Super Gamer Boys for free. If you're listening on podcast services or watching on YouTube, the link is in the description of the show notes. So go to that link, go to our Twitch channel, subscribe to us for free.
Sir, may I have some Prime?
Exactly. Just like that. That's what we're saying to you. We're begging each and every week, because it cost you $0. Nothing. Zero.
Nothing.
Zilch. Nada. And it cost Amazon $5. The suckers. They're giving away $5. They probably don't even realize it. They forgot they left the button on. They're like, oh, shoot, we forgot to flip that switch. No one tell them. But they're just giving it away. So you can subscribe to our channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. We get $5 out of it. It's fantastic. So check us out. Twitch.tv/the Super Gamer Boys. A little disclaimer there, because someone else asked me before. You unfortunately don't get the Patreon perks through that, but you get sweet emotes like JJ looking like a ghost in my pain face and Adrian looking extremely excited.
And you get to know that we're going to ball out.
That too.
With your support.
Because we love you, all of you who support us, both on Patreon and over at Twitch. So thank you guys so much. And now, let's get back to the show. Alrighty, guys. Before we get into the next segment, I just had a flashback to last week when JJ had to inform us about his crazy fart. So I forgot to tell you guys, and I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, JJ thought he had muted his mic. Definitely did not mute your mic.
No way. You caught it?
Definitely in the recording. But
You're so full of crap. You are so full of crap.
Only if you listen to the one with the ads in it, because it's in the ad section. It would get cut out on Patreon. So if you all want to hear JJ's fart,
you farted through the ad.
It's at right at the tail end, like literally as we're getting ready to send out. It's the greatest thing. I should put it. It's.
You gotta now, put that as its own little.
You gotta isolate it.
It's not. I'm gonna let you all know. Don't expect rip roaring crazy. It's subdued, but it's.
He made it sound like the earth shook. from
Okay.
that.
Well, it might have in person. I don't know. Maybe the microphone is good at cutting some of that stuff out, but I just wanted to let everyone know that fart is there, and I left it. I could have cut it, and I left it because I was like, you know what? Screw JJ.
So
That's
full
my motto.
transparency. My sister-in-law recently teased me at work, and she said to me something at work that she sent me a text, and she said, hey, and she's very serious in her text. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but some of your coworkers are complaining about you, and they said that you stink, that you smell. You should probably take a bath. And I'm like, what the fudge? And I'm like smelling myself, and I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean smell? So I was in my own head. I'm like, were people really talking about it? And I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't want to be the one to tell you, but they're all talking about it, and there's an email going around at work. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, screw these people. Like, I don't smell. And it was in my own head. The next day I come to work, she had air fresheners at my desk. And I was like, what the fudge, man? Screw this. I'm quitting today. I'm ready to quit this job. Screw this place. I hate this place. And then like my sister-in-law's sister works there. She walks by and then says, man, it smells so nice in here right now. And I was like, you know what? Screw you. And I knew right away, okay, it's a prank. She's messing with me. So I recorded a very long fart, like a very long, loud fart at work on the phone and sent it to her through a text. And she thought it was the most disgusting thing ever. I called her sister over and I said, hey, listen to this, what your stupid sister just sent me. And I played the fart and she's like, oh, she's disgusting. I'm like, right? That's your sister. She's nasty. And so I tried.
Oh my God.
So, and the fart was so epic on the recording that it was so well done that I shared it with a lot of people. I think I still have it. Don't worry, guys. I'll send it to both of you guys later on tonight.
Oh, geez,
oh yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that one.
Thank you very much. That's just what I was looking for tonight. It was a nice fart recording. Anyways, guys, what you been playing? How about we start with you, JJ?
I have been playing a little bit of the Super Mario Wii game.
Okay.
The Wii Deluxe that
Right.
we ended up picking up on the Switch. What a fun game. The game is, we're having a blast playing it. We're playing it together, which is fantastic. And the only bad part is when you're playing co-op on the couch with somebody else and playing these Mario games, you end up bubbling, right? And so you save yourself, you hit the button, and so you're in a bubble and you're like floating. And then what ends up happening inevitably is like your partner will end up knocking you out of the bubble too early or like knocking you out to where you end up getting killed.
Right over a pit, yeah.
Oh, every time. It's always like, dude, why did you unbubble me? What?
You got to get your Unimind on. You gotta be like, you gotta sync up and be like,
right?
Look, I need you to read the room. Wait till I'm over the pit. It's common sense.
Right? So no, we have a blast doing it, but there's a couple times where I'm I'm ready to hit him because I'm like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? And and so we've been playing that, and then over at my brother's house, he's got a Switch too, and he's been playing the last couple of days. He's been playing this game that he picked up for like $12 online, and I think it's amazing. I think it's called Baba Is You.
Oh,
and
yes,
dude, that game is so fun, man.
That's right, baby. That was in my last week.
Last
was
week's Indie Boys.
Yeah, so been playing that, and dude, that game is a lot of fun. There was a couple of really challenging things, where you become the wall, you're moving the wall, you become the flag, or the flag is the win, whatever.
It's so good.
Dude, what a great game, and it's so simple. There's nothing crazy about it, but it's like
it gets hard.
Brain
it
teasers.
Gets hard, though. Yeah.
Oh, it was hard on the first level. but no, it's so much fun. Like I love stuff like that, little challenging, and that's one of the reasons why I've loved Mario Maker, because there's a lot of really challenging levels that people have created and put a lot of like love and effort into, and you're like, what did they do for a living that they're sitting around coming up with these levels? So Baba Is You.
They don't have to do anything for a living. That's why they're sitting there making Mario Maker levels.
I've had time to think out everything.
Now, Yeah, Baba Is You is fantastic. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to play it, you can pick it up super cheap. Like I said, my brother picked up a copy for $12. So I know for a fact that we're going to have to get a copy for us because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You don't know how good that did me to hear you talk about that, JJ.
Oh,
JJ
yeah, dude,
talking about an indie game? Whew.
Yeah. Well, there's another one that I actually almost bought yesterday, and I'm going to be buying tomorrow, actually. I was talking about it, and it's called Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares 2 is a game that looks amazing.
What is going on right now?
Little Nightmares it is $5 right now on PlayStation.
Do it.
And so I'm going to be buying that tomorrow because I'm like, I got to play this game. It just looks great. It looks amazing. So
2 is even better.
Yeah, two looks phenomenal, but the fact that Little Nightmares is $5 right now, I'm like,
that's a steal for that game.
That was my point. I can't not get it. You know what I mean? And I know I'm gonna love it because of everything I've seen and read about it. And then I'll have to go and get 2. You know, because 2 I was like, oh my god, I gotta get that game. The game was so great. So for $5, you can't beat it. So
yeah, I'm excited to so I've only played 2 just a little bit and really enjoyed it, and there's a reason for me to play through it coming up, and I'm excited to finally play through the whole thing because I've only heard amazing things about it. What I played, I really enjoyed Little Nightmares. Whew. Good stuff.
So I didn't know that you played it, Adrian. I didn't know that was one of the games that you
absolutely, dude. That's my jam.
Adrian, what have you been playing?
Well, I mentioned it in the Indie Boys this week, and I've been singing its praises even more now just because of how good it is. But I have been absolutely hooked, 1,000%. I'm probably going to play it when we get off of here, and that is Going Under. Going Under is just, it's so dang good, man. Everything about it, the aesthetic, the writing, the soundtrack, the gameplay, the creativity, Aggro Crab just, man, they all the way out of the park. It's so good. And it just keeps me coming back for more. Every time I get my head kicked in and I'm like, okay, I see what I did there. Let me just do this here, adjust this, and I'm going back in. I've also been,
Just real quick, I was gonna say I haven't had a chance to play it. I installed it, but last night I was watching Toby play it, and dude, it looks so stinking fun. He was having a hard time with it too, but I mean that's what the game is. That's what a roguelike is. Like you play, die, play, die, play it until you finally figure out, okay, what's the puzzle, what's the upgrade I need, and like he started getting it. He started getting through. He's like, oh dude, I'm almost like the 4th or 5th floor or something. He's all excited. I'm like, dude, nice. So I don't know. I was just watching him a little bit and. Yeah, it looks pretty dope. So I'm excited to try it out.
Yeah, definitely. So good. I think it's on sale right now too. So if it's on sale right now, and it just came to Game Pass. So, I mean, at this point, if you own a PC, you kind of don't have an excuse. No. So, I'm also still powering through Metroid Fusion. Still loving it. Still great. I'm getting close to the end at this point. Still phenomenal. I don't know what more I could say about that except it's Metroid Fusion. You know what the deal is already. And then Mr. Purdom actually spurred my third pick on with his Super Mario Brothers when he was hyping that up. And I was like, what could I do that I can play a little bit of new Super Mario Brothers? And I was like, let me bust the old reliable, old faithful DS out.
A DS, not even a 3DS, huh?
Not the 3DS, no, the DS.
Wow.
And let me play some of that original new Super Mario Brothers.
Dang.
I'm talking about the first one that ever came out. And man, it's still a gem. Still tight gameplay. Still phenomenal package for I can believe how good it is. It's Nintendo. They normally do that, but like golly, what a game.
Dude, that's awesome. Man, so many good games on DS and 3DS that I say this every time we bring it up. Like, I feel like I'm missing out. One day I'm gonna make it right. One day I'll make it right. But what have I been playing? I've been playing more Mario Golf. By the way, we need to set a date for the day I smash you in Mario Golf. Maybe this week we can do a stream and play. Maybe later this week, unless you're scared, unless you're chicken.
Watch it.
But loving that. I did for the first time play with motion controls because there was 4 of us. Like I was playing with my wife, my brother, and sister-in-law. We're like, hey, let's play this game. And you know what? My wife and sister-in-law, they're not necessarily video gamers. So I was like,
but
let's
you
do
can
motion
swing a
controls.
golf club.
Let's do motion controls. Oh boy. Motion controls aren't great on Switch. At least with Mario Golf. At least in Mario Golf.
That's interesting to hear.
Precision just isn't quite there. And which I mean, it makes sense because it's only using a gyroscope. Like, you think about it, like the Wii had a gyroscope and an infrared sensor. There's like multiple things going on there. Switch.
But there's like 2,300 sensors in the Joy-Con. So
right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something's funky. It's just not 100%. It's not 100. It just feels weird. I don't know if you've tried it. It's not
for Mario Golf, but I've tried motion controls before, and
it's still fun. I'm not gonna say it wasn't fun.
It's a miles better than the Wii was to me.
See,
as far as precision tracking.
In my mind, like I felt like, I mean, again, I haven't played the Wii version in a long time, so maybe it's just nostalgia speaking. I'm like, I felt like the Wii Golf is a little snappier and precise. But
see, you didn't try to play Skyward Sword when it was on Wii. That was your
true.
thing.
I didn't.
I'm actually willing.
I only played Wii Sports. That's all I played on Wii. So
right. See, I'm actually willing to give Skyward Sword a chance for motion controls when it comes out because of how much better the technology is today. So,
but anyways, yeah. So it's even still was a little tricky explaining controls. Because it's like, oh, you just hold it like a golf club, but then there's like weird things with like the buttons like jamming into your hand weird and accidentally like putting, curve on your ball when you don't mean to, and it's
just like a real swing.
Not ideal. It's not ideal. It's not the ideal way to play. Like if you're gonna play Mario Golf multiplayer, just play it with controllers like everyone else. But it was still fun. Eventually it was fun. Like I started enjoying it anyways. I don't know if my brother-in-law or my sister-in-law or Trudy was enjoying it, but I was like, oh, okay. It's not 1-to-1 perfect, but it's pretty dang fun. So I played that. The other thing I played was Skyrim Together. It's just a mod for Skyrim that my brother found. He's in the past like couple weeks he's put like, I don't know, a couple 100 hours into Skyrim. He played it a little bit back in the day.
Wait, in the past couple weeks?
Yes.
He's put a couple 100 hours into Skyrim. You said that right?
Maybe it's, I don't even think it's been a month. It hasn't been a month. It's been like maybe 2-3 weeks or something like that. It's crazy.
Doesn't he have kids? He has kids and a wife.
No, he doesn't. He's not married. He's in the
that
army.
makes sense. Okay,
he's in the army.
That makes total sense. That makes sense.
He just sits around at this army barracks doing nothing.
Oh, you could have that kind of time on your hand if you have no family. It's totally understandable.
No, so, but yeah, he's, and basically to say that he's fallen in love with the game. And he wanted me to play. Don't kill me. Don't shoot me. I'd never played Skyrim. Never played Skyrim. I was a Fallout boy.
You saying what you haven't played, it can't faze me anymore. Because it's been so many of them.
It's always so shocking.
Right.
Good. I know. I love how I say, like, I haven't played this, and you guys are just like, what's new?
Right. Okay.
No, so back in the day, I just really enjoyed the Fallout franchise and the aesthetic and the post-apocalyptic world. So for me, it was just like, I don't want to play Skyrim because like I wasn't even interested because I'm like, fantasy wasn't necessarily my thing. I was more like, oh, I like shooting mutants and crazy creatures and stuff like that, and the humor in Fallout. So anyways, I fired it up. He gifted it to me on Steam. He's like, you got to play this game with me. I'm like, it's one player. What are you talking about? He's like, here. He gifted it to me on Steam. It's on sale. He's like, I got it for you. And here's these files. Install these files. I'm like, this isn't going to give me a virus, right? Like, this is going to be okay. He's like, no, you should be good. dude, it worked. So it's a mod where we were able to play in the same world. He joined my game, so it was my save. And I was like on the second or third quest. I started a little bit before we joined up together, and it was a lot of fun. I was really enjoying it. To be honest, when someone else is there and you're talking with someone else and you're kind of distracted, I'm not picking up on the story. It's more just the fun of like killing stuff together and doing the quest together. So I don't know if it's benefiting me in that way. Like, I'm definitely have no idea what's happening, but it's like multiple times it's me asking him, so what happens if I just kill everyone in this town? He's like, don't do it. Like, there's going to be this guy you got to do. This guy you're going to need to do a quest for later. This guy. I'm like, okay. And then we get to the next town. Oh, what happened if I kill everyone in this town now? He's like, dude, just stop. You can't just kill everyone in every town. I'm like, well, what else do you do?
You need them for quests.
You're making it sound like you were like a horrible, like, serial killer or something, dude. Like, you secretly want to just kill everybody in a town.
Well,
no, there's no well.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oops. That was pull a JJ. I said something I shouldn't have said.
Yeah, you totally did.
But I don't know. Yeah, it was fun for what it was. Like, it was fun playing with him. It was fun kind of checking out this world. And I'm excited to do it again. Like, we're definitely going to have to play this Skyrim together again. I didn't know a mod existed for that. And so it's kind of a unique thing. It's buggy as heck. Like, there was definitely some not so perfect instances, like battles where it's just like, what the heck is happening? Things spawning in and out, disappearing, reappearing. But yeah, it was fun for what it was. And it was fun just to have a game where, yeah, me and my brother can hang out and chit chat and kill stuff. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, that's all I've been playing. Nothing else other than today. I played some Smash Brothers with my 3-year-old, which was actually a lot of fun. So how I do it is, I might have mentioned this on a previous episode, but I give him a teammate, a computer teammate, and I put the level on like, 7 or 8 or something. I put it like higher. And so I'm basically fighting the computer, but every once in a while he gets a good shot in. And I was like, dude, okay, like, calm down. Shep, calm down. Back off. I know you're 3.
No, that's Garrett. Calm down. Don't go and mollywop your 3-year-old son. He doesn't know what he's doing.
But I was trying out the new character. I can't get some tech in there. Dang it. Kazuya. Yeah, Kazuya from Tekken there. He's so much fun. Like, he might be a new main for me, at least until I nerf him to the ground. But I was really enjoying it. I like his attacks, his abilities. He's fast. The hand-to-hand combat. I'm like, I'm all about this. So yeah,
I hear he's a little too fast and a little too strong.
Well, that's fine if that's what it takes to win. You got to cheat to win. That's fine.
That's my statement. That's my saying. Yeah,
I learned it. I learned it from you, Jade. That's why I was about to say I learned from the best.
I'm getting a small tattoo of that on my lower back, like a tramp stamp, later this year. So
it's just gonna say sometimes you got to lie, cheat, and steal.
Dude, I'm all about like making a bet right now that by the age of 5. Shep is going to be able to just trash you on all games. Just keep that. 100%. Keep him involved in that stuff. Because honestly, my 5-year-old Emma is really good at Fortnite, like surprisingly good. And at the beginning it wasn't. It was kind of like laughable. And now she's like, dude, she's so into the trash talking. She's jumping on there and she's like, I got you, you bot. And then like, she's just all over the place. And oh, dude, it's horrible. I'm like, she's like, Dad, play with me. I'm like, I don't really want to, honey.
No.
Because I don't want to get smashed by her. Like, I really don't.
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I don't really need my ego smashed right now.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Dad's not really a day drinker, but like, I feel like now
you're pushing him. You're pushing him that way.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's all I have for the show this week. It's been a fun one. Thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight on Twitch, and for all you out there joining us on podcast services and on YouTube, thank you very much for listening and watching. We appreciate all of you guys, because without you guys, we wouldn't have a thing, or we would, and just no one would be listening, and it'd be all for nothing. So we appreciate having you guys all watch and listen. Give us a reason to make content and have fun and chit chat, talk about video games, this thing that we can all share and love together. If you want to support us in that endeavor and making cool things for you guys, you can support us over at patreon.com/supergamerboys. Remember, just $1 a month, you get those episodes early and ad-free, and the exclusive Patreon show. And we also have a merch store, sgbstore.com. You can go over there. We got t-shirts, we got mugs, we got stickers. Yeah, I don't know. Did you get your care package yet, Adrian? I know you got the mug at one point. There's a couple other things coming your way.
A sticker, a t-shirt.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm geared up.
So the hiring process is now fully complete. So that's your, what do they call it? And you have like your probationary period or whatever.
Your bonus, your signing bonus.
Yeah, that's your signing bonus. You got some sweet SGB merch. Yeah, we would appreciate if you go check that out. We got some cool stuff on there. We got all right stuff. I designed it. The cool stuff hasn't come out yet. Hopefully one day Adrian will make cool stuff and then it'll be coming. But you can also rate and review us over on iTunes if you listen there, or even if you don't, just go over there and review us. That helps a lot. On YouTube, give us that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel when you want to see the new videos coming out. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys. I'm over on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian's over on Twitter and Instagram at homeboy. And JJ is over on Twitter and Instagram at jjpurdom. So follow us at all those places, except for JJ's because he doesn't do social media. I don't know why we even announce it. It's just
I logged into it this week. Shut up, dude. I logged into it just 2 days ago and checked my stuff, and I liked 2 posts.
Sure you did.
Yeah.
Okay. They weren't mine or Super Gamer.
No, of course they weren't yours.
All right. That's all I got for the show, JJ.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us here this week. What an awesome show. A lot of fun. We realized that once again, Garrett just brought the thunder, Daddy. You brought it this week. You were all about the. Seriously, I was giving you a hard time. It's actually
the salt and vinegar chips. I just want to give a shout out to salt and vinegar Lay's kettle cooked salt and vinegar chips.
They're not
without
sponsored.
them.
Salt and vinegar. What are you?
Without
monster?
them. Are you kidding me? Wait, whoa, hang on, Adrian.
Oh, so you like having your tongue burned off?
Do you not like salt and vinegar chips?
I love vinegar.
No, I like my tongue being able to taste things. Yeah.
God. Oh.
JJ, take us out of here before something terrible happens. Let's go.
All right. We need to revise our hiring process
Let's
ASAP.
go.
For Garrett Morlang, I'm JJ Purdom, and we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Dude, the farts from vinegar chips are going to be so bad.